Hey, I'm back. We are back with yet another Next Gaming Series cast. We don't have B West this time. Sorry, you B Westers. I've finally gone out of your division after doing 2 in a row. We're back at Division A. In A, we do have a good series lined up. We have Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons facing off against Pepegas on ice. There are a lot of P-related, like, there are a lot of teams starting with P this season in Division A, it feels like. Let's have a look. I know I'm getting sidetracked immediately. Look, what do we have? Teams. Starting with P. We have Pepegas and Ice, Pidge's Perilous Pigeons, Probius, Sidestorm Probe, Sidestorm Zergling Surprise. 5 of the teams are all starting with P. That's a lot of Ps. It feels like I've casted nothing but for P teams recently. So, it is time to get into the series, shall we? So we see Pidge's Perilous Pigeons banned out, Braxis hold up, boo, and Garden of Terror. Well, Pepegas on ice banned out the... Wow. I can't believe it. I can't believe they actually banned out Towers of Doom, considering how many Towers of Doom we've had. That's so BS. No, but we do also see they banned out for Sky Foundry. That leading us to another map starting with TO, as we have Tomb of the Spider Queen, which I do love a good Tomb of the Spider Queen map. So I am looking forward to this series nonetheless. I have friends on both these teams. Both these teams have some wonderful people on them. So we'll be getting on into it now by the looks of things. So let me go on over to the game. So on the side of... I've gone to the wrong screen, haven't I? But on the side of Pidge's Perilous Pigeons, we have Icy Morning on the Rhaegar. Crate Beast is on Tychus. Mr. Craig on the Blade. Mother Koss is on the Tyrael. And Marius rounding things out on the Vala. On the other side, we do have Tom Jen on the Anubrak. Torrens on the Leoric. Sylphrinia on the Kael'thas. Jakey AZ on the Anduin running with their sword out. And they do have Zero with the Alarak. Interesting. Not often you see an Alarak, but I do like it, and I've got to get into the habit of really remembering to do this, because if I click Control-Shift-O, it doesn't quite work as planned. It brings up something else instead, and that's not ideal, so I actually have to click this. So, getting into the game, we do have to... Control-Shift-O, I mean, not Control-Shift-0. We do now see waves getting cleared out. We do have a wave clear advantage going over Pepegas on ice to start, getting those gems and backing on out. So, Pepegas on ice does have a lot of blow-up. That is true. They have a lot of ways to blow up pretty well. However, Tom Jen may be a very lonely tank in that regard, as if they burrow in, there is a chance they just kind of die. We do see now things are rotating down. Once again, good wave clear advantage for Pepegas on ice. Pigeons, however, not too far away, slowly stacking. Speaking of stacking things, we do see that Marius is going the Creed of a Hunter at level 1. I was going to say Fire at Will, but that's the W talent. But we do also see that it's going to be a Q build Alarak. And the last thing to note is Mana Addict Kael'thas. And I think we've had Kael'thas in almost every map today, which has probably been the thing that's standing out for most to me presently. Things to note also, we do have the Endurance Stim Pack on Blaze. It's not the often picked talent, but it can still very much help if you do have things like an Alarak running at you, which can burst you down a considerable amount. But we see Mr. Craig does charge out to safety, and they will be fine. We do see a camp pushing in mid. Mother Koss is doing the best to clear it. And Tom Jen is taking a minigun for their efforts. Great Beast does use dash, has to get hit with the dive. But that's kind of a position where I was talking about, where once Tom Jen uses their burrow charge to go in, it does things. Also, hi Pink Blackout, hope you're doing well today. Tonight? Wait, what time is it there? I forget time zones. Is it like maybe 4-ish for you? I think you're West Coast? Or if you're East, it's like 7? 6. I don't know. Time zones are hard for me. It's like 3 o'clock. I'm like an hour off, I think. But no, we can see waves are being cleared by both teams. Ah, yeah, East Coast, so it's 6. Cool. I guess it makes sense now that people are starting to roll out. Now it's more kind of, we're getting into the evening after work hours. So, we do see that gems pretty similar between... Oh, you just play for B West, okay. I think you're B East last season. I think I recall you being B East last season, but I can't quite recall fully. I can't remember what team, but I do remember you being beast, is what I can say, I guess. We see Mother Cost trying to get a turn in. Zero is in position to make sure. I did remember. Excellent. I sometimes remember things. A lot of my family and friends will remind me that my memory is a bit garbage, so to speak. Also, welcome, Linehouse. Hope you're doing well today. And welcome, as I said, welcome, Pink Blackout. I hope today was good for you. I hope for work week wasn't too rough for people in chat and that you've gone through it more or less in one piece. Unless, of course, you've been your work weekends, then, well, I'm sorry. Nice dive by Tom Gen, gets Crate Beast, and we can see the stun going into Marius. Marius does get cleansed by Icy Morning. Icy Morning trying to best to keep you up. Mother costing a lot of upfront damage, but no kills found there as we do see Zero. You just woke up, fair enough then, actually. Actually, Zero did just have to refill a mana. We can see Torrents there mid getting double soak. And we can see now both teams have turn-ins, which should be interesting. Zero cheekily trying to turn in themselves to see if they get hit with a grenade for the efforts. However, it doesn't look like... Well, Crate Biz is the... Ola is Koala, by the way, Pink Blackout. They are on cats on my keyboard. Zero does do a decent amount of damage on the Icy Morning. Zero forced to back out, but Jackie is trying to keep them up and healthy. 11-7s are through for both teams. Now we see Dive coming out of Icy Morning. Tom Gen getting a decent amount. Root finding the Rhaegar mid-charge, so we don't actually get a bite onto Zero. But to talk about talents real quick, because this team fight is about to peter out, I imagine. Marius is actually rated at 38 stacks for their auto attack build. We'll see Tychus went Master Assassin at level 4, so we're going to get a faster auto attack speed. Imagine we're going to see the Comedy Odin in that instance again. Also, things to note, we do have 14 stacks now on Kalefist, getting up there. 104 sadism on the Alarak, and Piercing Light. And when Leoric's having a good old think about what he's going to do. All while teams are still building up their gem counts, we are getting into the upper 60. We're going into lower 60 range for both teams now. Nice charge by Mother Cost. Mother Cost does get stunned. Nice root follow up by Jackie AZ, but nothing out on them. Torrens is having to back on out. They took a little bit too much of the damage. Mother Cost needs to get their 29 in. That's really kind of the main thing holding the team back. And Mr. Craig is clearing up the gems. Very aggressive positioning. Marius is going to start shooting. Tom Gen only gets the stun onto Crate Beast, so that's 29 gems down. Mother Cost does get out. And now we're at 46 to 43 gems turned in. We see Blaze is watching bottom. Mr. Craig does get pulled, and Alarak is at auto attack speed at level 1, I believe. That's where you get the auto attack bonus. But we can see Web Weavers will be coming down first. Yeah, overwhelming power at level 1. So I imagine we are just going to get Q at 16 as well. So we do see 3 of the 5 members top for Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons. So Pepegas are nice to have a little bit to deal with. Nice burrow charge by Tom Gen. Good. Unfortunately, Marius didn't quite find the Q onto Ven. That is unfortunate, but it does happen. Where you can't always hit all your shots. Hell, when I play Vala, I'm happy if I hit even a quarter of my shots when it comes to those Qs. I'm not going to be I'm not the greatest Vala in the world. I am a tank and heal player. When I play on damage, I play Chromie, which is a god reason I understand that character more than anything else on 200 plus ping. But I don't understand anything else. Also, the Orc went down. Very aggressive rotation by the side of Pidgeons. Oh, that's a rough time for you guys in Pink Blackout. That's a difficult upset, because I know they're all doing very well this season so far. Or at least I know Finn Sad's doing very well. I can't remember all of Div A, because Div A is not mine to look after this season. Div B West are my children. Oh no, it's Div B West. What am I on about? I really should know about Div B West. Those are my children. I need to know those ones. Apparently, I don't know how my children are doing. I can have a look, but don't know where it's at. Here's his PPP line. What? Okay. I guess I don't know if this is maybe an American thing, but we do see Zero is being ran down. We do see Phoenix drop. There's a lot of damage coming out, so Frenia does get hit with a grenade. Red Weavers are descending. That is the Leorc handing in bottom. Your team's at the top. Okay, I guess I should know this. This is my division. But we do see Marius rolling in. They're stuck in a rock and a hard place. That is likely going to be a Gambit set going. No one triggered Zero. Ancestral coming out a little bit too late. Icy Morning cannot get the healing out onto them, so that is unfortunate. Look, if you have every game is exciting, don't worry. Oh, your assistant noob manager. Yeah, okay, cool. Tom Gen taking a decent amount. Well, first off, we see Red Web Weavers are coming out, and we do see that Commandant Odin is dropped. Speaking of the Commandant Odin, what other heroics do we have? We do see the Sanctification, Cooldown, Bunker, Rain of Vengeance, and Ancestral Healing on the side of Pidge's Perilous Pigeons. And Pepegas on Ice have picked up Light Bomb, Entomb, Counter-Strike, Phoenix, and... what have I missed? Cocoon. Entomb and Cocoon sounded very similar in my head, that's why I struggled. Be West, here we go. We can see top fort does go down to the end. Blaze has been clearing out mid, but now Mr. Craig is in trouble. Good dash away, but Burrow Charge does not care about buildings if they do get out. Right on. Yeah, no, you don't really... I guess you can do a decent amount of Bloodlust in this composition. Actually, this would be one of the times I think Bloodlust is very good, in fact. Look, I'm in a different city next week, away from my computer, so it's very much when I disappear. So I can't guarantee anything, but I'll see if I am available. I don't know where my flights are, those still need to be booked, which I'm just waiting on something to get back to me about that. But it is still a ongoing process, so I don't know if I'll be available next week or not to cast live. Mr. Craig does get hit with a laser beam on their way out. No. Zero is not wanting Mr. Craig to do anything. Mr. Craig, however, does want to get their 34 in. Gets pulled in, that's a lot of damage onto them. And now they're away from the rest of the team. We do see team making their way down. Good bunker. We do see Mr. Craig needing to get out. Nice stun onto Tom Gen Icy Morning. You need to use that Ancestral. There it is. We do see Sanctification drop. However, Mother Cost in the middle of everyone. Mr. Craig still relatively low, considering Ancestral meant more out. We do see the charge coming from Mr. Craig, as they will be alive still, so they just get those 34 gems. But unfortunately, when it comes to me and time zones, New Zealand is just a hard one to work with, or work out of if everyone else is North American. I'll give you that West is the division most likely where I can cast things, but it is not always possible for me too, as sad as that may be. That's the plan. But we do now see that it will be Red Web Weavers coming back to back. Unfortunately, Blades wasn't able to get in there 34, so now they have a lot of pressure to deal with top. Zero taking a lot of damage at 122 Sadism. They do not want to lose that. Did you hear the Counter-Strike coming up? Mr. Craig does take the brunt of a force from Counter-Strike, but no. They'll still be them going down. Marius, meanwhile, running into a safe spot. They do have the movement speed and attack speed bonus from Perilous. You see that Mother Cost and Marius are in danger. Speaking about that, Marius is trying to hold on, and they do. Not enough damage underneath them. We do see Tom Jin get stunned. Nice pull by Jakey Az. I still don't know if it's Jakey AZ or Jakey Az, but I'll call him Jakey Az because that sounds more like what I want to say. Oh yeah, wow, that's a lot of people really close up in that top echelon of the game, of the division. You guys really have some people on your tail. An assistant noob manager, but we can see Sophrenia and Jakey trying to clear up this wave. Meanwhile, we see Mr. Wait, no, they're trying to push with the Web Weaver. They're clearing out the camp, I was going to say. 18-hour day for when Bay happened. Oh my god, 18 hours sounds like a not fun time. Like when we had for recent Cyclone come from New Zealand, I had to do a little bit of overtime as well. I think one of my days were not that long by any means. I think my longest day was maybe 12 hours. Oh, I'm not watching the team fight because I'm talking. We do see that it is the... Put some PP and PP loans. Nice, Weenus. Good for you. But we can... Ah, you got me to say it. But we can see that it is a kill onto the Orc. As I said, teams are now even talent. Good defense, actually, from the side of Pidge's Perilous Pigeons. They didn't lose any major structures there. Nice pull by Zero, who did have their Sadism reset. We do see a charge coming out, and that looks like another... Oh, Vala finds the kill there. And that is another reset on Alarak's Sadism. Torrens getting the Entomb out onto Marius. Marius seems to be very much the target of this. Ancestral healing coming out from Icy Morning on top, and we see Torrens going down once again. Blaze is in his bunker in the middle of everything. And I think Mr. Craig just needs to turn in at least 31 of their 44 gems. Nope, they're going to go soak. Nope, they figured out that maybe turning into the correct choice. Tom Gen does stop them. Marius is taking the beetles. But Mr. Craig will not be afforded the luxury of getting this, as it looks like Sophrenia doesn't actually cancel it in time. They were barely too late, just like maybe a few frames after. But that is a kill onto... That's not a kill, that's a turn-in by Pidge's Perilous Pigeons. I don't know why I said kill, but it was not remotely correct. Crate Beast is alone is probably the thing to note here. That could have been a rotate onto them, which looks like it still is. Crate Beast has seen the oncoming Anubrak, does dash to safety and will be fine. Yeah, Psystorm probes is PP. Torrens will be hitting Mothergoss, which PPP and PP faced off last week, by the way. Mr. Craig does get a nice stun pulled by Jakey as Tom Jen is going to get hit with a stun. See the big fight coming around this where Zero pushes the enemy away. We can see how they are trying to get out to safety. Marius now hitting the building. We can see Mr. Craig as well helping out. And now that we have all people up here, we can see bottom fort gone. Mid fort is also going slowly to the Web Weaver. It does have enough health to get through that. And the question is, how will the keeps fare with those as well? Mr. Craig does get bombs spread to them. We can see that a lot of damage onto Torrens does get taken down by Marius, as we can see they do have level 16, so they do have that Manticore up. Nice drop of a bunker, dodging the creepy hand from Leoric. Great Beast taking a lot of damage there, having back out. Marius is actually getting tossed around, does drop into the bunker. Nice sanctification there, meaning that there was a lot of damage drop, and that light bomb couldn't find purchase. Once again, we're seeing, this is yet another game. We're seeing sanctification being used to dodge light bomb. And I'm surprised that it's come up this often this day already. But yeah, that is a keep going down bottom as well. That is exactly what I was talking about. That fight went off long enough when that didn't happen. I played them last in like heavy saber. Oh, nice. Until Freeney is just picking up those gems. Oh, right, yeah, BEs. They would have been BEs because I do recall casting them their Coastal Finals, I believe. I casted their Coastal Finals. I'm not very good at remembering things. Oh, we have a gank push ready. Crate Beast eats a lot of damage front on, and that is them taking a lot of damage. They go down before the Ancestral Confinement. Actually, Ancestral went into Mother Cosm the end, who is also taking a lot of damage. Will go down not long after that. And that's a lot of gems dropped. So we're actually now relatively even in terms of gems. In saying that Mr. Craig can't afford to go down here, they have 33 of their own. They're trying their best to stun Anduin for their efforts. However, that is 33 gems down the Gurgler, and that is a unfortunate death for Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons here, losing a lot more gems than they would like. However, they do still have a good amount of lane pressure. They have one lane that's getting... Okay, Crate Beast. It's only wealth redistribution if your team gets the gems. You just literally opened the toilet, threw the money in there, and flushed it. The toilet was your bunker. But we do see now that it's a very aggressive play. Nice roll through. Zero not quite finding the damage there. And we can see Marius takes them out. Marius, however, too low. Icy Warning to keep them alive. Honestly, if you're Icy Warning, you sacrifice yourself for that damage dealer, because that Gambit talent is all the more important than anything else in this late game. Considering Marius, I think, still has only one death. Yeah, so they still have 20% left on their Gambit talent. 20% attack speed bonus, I should say. That's not really something you want to lose this early on. We see Torrens and Tom Jim being ran down. Now the full team is back. Nice pull as Vala went for a damage combo but couldn't quite find it due to Anduin. Jakey as pulling people out. So yeah, fair enough. Which I'm going to just quickly reopen the talents. Have a quick look at things. 60k healing on Anduin. 66k healing on the Rhaegar. Fair enough. Hit Soak, very similar between Blaze and Kalephis. Kalephis picking up a little bit of the extra load because it seems to be a little bit more shared out amongst Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons, which we can see Turnin is now available for the side of Pepegas on Ice. Which Mother Cos and Co are stepping up. Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons are clearing out that Bruiser camp. Mother Cos did find people trying to turn in underneath him, but nothing found there. And I want to note that Anduin did go double pull Sylphrenia with the majority of the gems for the side of Pepegas on Ice. Marius stepping up a little bit too high. My camera work is off. Nice. Sanctification keeping people alive. I can consider it. I may be doing one more after this, so it can be considered. Icy Morning looking to give Mother Cos a hug. Didn't quite want to do so, and backs out. Level 20 is now found for the side of... Okay, I may look at it then. We do see that Mother Cos did get quite aggressive there, but didn't quite go down. Crate Beast also quite aggressive, but didn't find anything there. Oh, it's Mr. Craig who threw a thing down the Gurgle anyway. It wasn't Crate Beast. See, nice pull by Jakey Az, trying to keep Zero alive. Gate is down. Big red button. Commandeer Odin has been dropped. We also see in terms of things, we see Burn Notice on the blades, which not often picked. It is definitely an interesting one. We do also see that it is the Holy Arena Fireflight Quiver, so I don't know why Marius is quite this high up into the enemy team. Also see Ancestral Healing, which may come out. No, it may not come out soon because they're still 40% away. Roll taking out Anubarak. You see Torrens X on firing line, does get taken out before the light bomb can trigger. You can see that Vala fully completed their level 1. That is, it's not often you see that level that fully completed, but Creed of a Hunter doing 6% extra on each of her stacks, as well as still having a 20% extra attack speed. And you can see that she still gets through these buildings. Level 20s, Big Red Button, I forgot me. I did mention Big Red Button right at the beginning. 20s are still not quite through for Pepegas and Ice, and I'm surprised that Pidge's Perilous Pigeons pull off here. They could have honestly kept going and may have had the win if they did keep their foot on the gas. They could have possibly found another kill, but no, they decide to play it safe. They are going to back out. And only now 20s are coming through for Pepegas and Ice. So we see the Flamethrower on the Kale Fist. We do see that it's deadly charge. I nearly called him Anubarak. Alarak. Anubarak's here to side. We see the Buried Alive on Leoric. Cincher on Anduin. Flamethrower and Rewind picked up by the Anubarak. Which, yeah, it is the talent that you want to pick if you are Anubarak. It's such a good one for him. We see everyone turning in. So Frenia does finally check Bush. Mr. Cracker's going to wait a minute. I've been found. Does get stunned for the efforts. Zero still trying to turn in. I don't know how feasible that is. Mothercost is making way up. I'm going to close this after I stop itching my back because my back is itchy. See, nice stun. Holy Arena comes out. Zero gets that desperate prayer pop on them. Big Red Button finding a good chunk of damage onto Torrance and Tomjin. Marius getting healed up. Icy Morning actually for one in danger though. The Splash Shield does barely reach him. We can see Zero uses Deadly Charge. There's already a kill onto Torrance without... Oh, they did use at least the bunker. You see that's the second frontliner going down. Zero and Co trying their best to escape. Crate B staying on top of them, getting what damage they can. And looks like we may be pushing into this fort now, which they have a pretty good way of doing it. Marius stepping up to do their damage. They are at full stacks and they are going to be moving along pretty heavily, pretty speedily. So, building going down. Are we going to get an end call? Once again, they do feel like backing out. The team of Pepegas and Ice do still have turn in as a thing to note. Boss is up. It may be Pidge's Perilous Pigeons making a boss play, but they do very much need Tyrael to keep an eye on things so they don't get turned in against while they are doing the boss. Once the boss is down, all is fair, because that is going to be a lot of damage coming in from the boss. But that will be a little bit away still. But no, it looks like the turn is happening bottom, which honestly, the smart choice is getting this done now, so you do have a Web Weaver to help against the boss itself. But yeah, unfortunately for them, it's just a little bit off. But even if they did, the turn-in was put in first by Pepegas and Ice. And maybe Pidge's Perilous Pigeons could try turn-in first, but it would have been very close. Pepegas and Ice do have defend very aggressively now. They have the Web Weavers coming out, so it's going to help with defense and I've never seen them come out that quickly. They're basically at the core. So this is going to be a lot to deal with. Boss is pushing in, and the Web Weavers apparently don't see the boss. Now this is going to be a rough spot. If anyone goes down for the side of... Oh god, I read Clown Fest now. I'm very interested. So Pidge's Perilous Pigeons do have a lot of macro pressure now. The boss is taking out before Web Weavers all while push things away. And this is what I was talking about, where you needed Tyrael to keep an eye on things, where because you did let them get turn-in, you now have a lot of spots where you didn't quite have the time to do anything. Tom Jen does scout the bush, only finds Blaze. However, we do see Mothercost deals everyone off. But now that is Bunker being dropped. We do see that it is now Rhaegar going down. They did drop the Ancestral. They didn't actually drop the Ancestral. Unfortunate for them. Zero uses the counter strike, but they're losing a lot of health. Nice dash by Crate Beast Vet. 25 armor helping so much. And that is the Comedier Odin getting the kill. And that is the attack speed getting its full bonus now, as it's at 25% attack speed. And it looks like that Marius wants to end Nor trolled. Oh, Nor's on your team. No, I'm joking. But we can now see everyone is stepping up into the core. Marius going, I need to keep my stacks up. We'll get my stacks back up. Let me rebuild those so I can get my Manticore, not my Manticore, but my Firefly Quiver going. But it doesn't look like Marius actually cares about Firefly Quiver. They decide Vala is a melee character, turns out. Yeah, Pepegas and Ice were looking so good at the start, but they just had so much pressure on them by the late game. Web Weaver's barely got anywhere. But that was the first map of the series going over to the team of Perilous Pigeons. Also, welcome Icy Morning. Hope you're doing well today, but that was that first map. Let me look at the game summary. Oh, yep. We've seen now that it's happening. In terms of talents, everything kind of makes sense from here. We do see grenades. We do see overkill. I'm always surprised when we see Big Red Button when overkill is picked up, because overkill is very good if you pick up the 20 as well. 0. What does 0 say? I've missed it. Dang. Of things to note. Leoric, interesting enough, did go the fealty unto death. I'm very much a fan of Aussie and Renewal, especially in these maps where you just need a little bit of burst heal, considering these fights. Other than that, I liked everyone's builds. Again, Endurance Impact. I don't know if it did save waves or not. I didn't pay close enough attention to it. I really do need to keep attention on it. In terms of talents, Leoric had... Oh, Kael'thas actually have the most siege. Leoric not too far behind them, Blaze not too far behind that, but they did have a lot of Web Weavers helping them out. In terms of the healing, pretty close between Rhaegar and Anduin, both in the 90k range. Upper 90k for Rhaegar, lower 90k for the Anduin. In terms of soak, very similar between Blaze and Leoric, just 1k difference. Right, and that will be it for that map. So let me go over to map view screen. And we'll see what we have next. I don't know what it is. I pray it is not Infernal Shrines, because we all know how I feel about Infernal Shrines this time. Where, God, don't. Please, God, no. It's not what I want. But we do have... Oh! Dragonshire! I'm blessed today. I love Dragonshire, man. I find Dragonshire so fun. I know some people don't share that sentiment, but I love Dragonshire so much. I don't know who chose map pick, who chose first pick. That's not information I allow, that I see, just because I do not want to give away any information. Because, well, I like going into things blind. I don't want to...
Heroes, prepare for combat.
I don't want to reveal myself anything that I don't need to. But we are going to be getting into things. Did John Cena being up? No, it's just the map I've casted the most. Sorry, give me a moment. Give me a moment. And I will talk about that in a few. But we do have the teams getting into the game. We have Pepegas on ice. We have Torrens on the Sonya, Sophrenia, Junkrat. Jakey Az is on the Anduin once again. Tom Jen on the Muradin. And Zero on Vala this time. On the other side, we do see Crate on Greymane. Mr. Craig is on Blaze. Mother Cost, what's likely going to be Taunt Variant. Icy Morning on the Brightwing. And Marius rounding things out on Jaina. But no, my answer when it comes to things such as Infernal Shrines, I do actually really like playing Infernal Shrines, but it is the map I've casted the most by a reasonable margin. It's been a little bit better this season. I feel like this seems like necessarily picking it. This season's felt a little bit lighter. But last season, I think like 55 to 60 of the 70-something games I casted had Infernal Shrines in the set. No, Weenus. Good to know Weenus is still around, by the way, just seeing him cast... Every time I mention Infernal, he's like, yes, Exclamation Arc Infernal. Weenus can't do that. Weenus doesn't have permission of that command. Right, we do see Mother Cost taking a lot, does have to back out. And we do have the things coming down. I also need to message my team telling them I'm not available this week, I've just remembered. Anyway, so, we do see people stepping up. Zero gets hit with a little Q. Marius now having to back out. Tom Jen going aggressive on it. Phase shift preemptively coming out. That is a correct play, but that maybe not be the best person to phase shift on. His Mother Cost is between a rock and a hard place. Heals up a little bit. We do see... Oh, 12 health. Do they get to live? Junkrat goes with Custom Mind. No, they get to live on 12 health. All the while Zero and Tom Jen is stealing the siege camp. But Junkrat had kind of yeeted something over, so no, it's not going to be done quite yet. And that means Pidgeons, Perilous Pidgeons can recuperate and come back in. Tom Jen's still doing this. Going, guys, I need you back. Also, Greymane did go top to take out Sonya, so now we have a Bruiser camp pushing top. But this siege camp will also be an issue for the side of Pepegas. Not for Pepegas, for Pidgeons, Perilous Pidgeons. But Pepegas and Ice have their own issue deal top, so they can't exactly help this camp do damage. So good start for both teams. The Varian comp just a little bit behind in terms of experience because it is a Varian comp. It can't quite get the kills the other team does, but it already has. And we can see the Soakers has been a little bit better for the side of Pepegas and Ice so far. They've just been picking up that minion XP, quite a bit of the advantage as the mid wave has been missed a fair amount by Pepegas on Ice. By Pidgeons, Perilous Pidgeons. Pepegas and Ice doing much better picking that up. We also see bottom camp is being done now by Pepegas on Ice. It's where their Merc XP is a little bit more in their favor. So we do see that's going over to them. And now we have Blaze needing to watch mid. And Junkrat is going, wait a minute, now I'm in trouble. So Frenia just backing up. They're not quite wanting to do anything unnecessary. To talk about talents real quick, we do have in terms of stacking, we have the Fingers of Frost Jaina, we do have Creed of a Hunter, no, yeah, Creed of a Hunter Varlet, as well as Piercing Light Anduin. Cool. That is excellent. Meanwhile, we see Sonya is picking up their camp. Mr. Craig taking top objective. Greymane's actually in position to get the objective themselves. They need to actually step on it immediately because we see Vala's making way up, and now Crate Beast has waited a little bit too long, so now Jakey and Zero are on their way up. Craig does dive out to safety, does get the swipe, and going to be fine. So now we see Sonya stepping on top, and Mr. Craig realizing they need to deal with that top wave. But Torrent's got enough to where they don't have their channel anymore. You don't need a full channel as long as the other team doesn't or can't do it. But no, it looks like Mr. Craig is basically already cleared the camp. Meanwhile, Mother Cost, Marius, and Icy Morning still doing pretty well bottom. They can back to front this if they so desire, but this is now not a place they want to be in. Mother Cost backing out, does use parry, doesn't take too much damage for their efforts. Nice pull by Anduin, Zero pull to safety. They don't want to lose a stack of that Gambit just yet. Someone is pinging me and I don't know why. Okay, no, I know why now. Never mind, I can do that one later. Right, so now we see things rotating up. It is the top camp being, or top objective being channeled by Blaze. So now we are going to have the middle Dragon Knight Shrine up for the side of Pidgeons, Perilous Pidgeons. That's a lot of damage coming out onto Tom Jim. We do see the Desperate Prayer coming out, and it does help them stay alive. I don't know if they would have died if they hadn't hit, but it definitely made it much more comfortable for the, comfortable? Wow, I said that really. Comfortable for the Muradin, who does get a nice stun directly onto Mother Cos, but gets polymorph for the efforts. Bop, bop, keep running at Cos. And we do finally actually find the Dragon Knight has been found by the side of Pepegas on Ice. Anduin did hop in it, so a little bit of healing missing off the map. It's unfortunate, but it's not bad per se. Just if the team decides to dive on people such as Zero, Zero now has to just back out fully and can't really push with the Dragon Knight itself. Nice little concussion mine. Icy Morning and Mother Cost in danger. Mother Cost didn't quite go over the wall. They did not get that goal kick. And that is them going to be fine. Crate Beast does walk into a Junkrat mine. Taunt coming out onto Muradin. Muradin taking a decent amount for the efforts. I imagine we're going to see Curse Bullet by Greymane. That makes the most sense to me. Also note that the Dragon Knight's still going. Actually only 50% health and actually 20 seconds left on it. So is getting a lot of value out of this Dragon Knight. Getting a front. Crate Beast, I can't believe you've done this. But no, we can see that Marius gets... Not Marius. Mother Cost gets kicked. Crate Beast taking a lot of damage just force out. And actually we see Blaze going down mid. Just a little bit too much on top of them. Level 10s are through, so that's probably a thing. Because we can see Leap and Range of Vengeance is well used. So imagine Blaze had a lot of heroics coming out on their head. We can now see level 10s are through for the side of Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons. So let's talk about heroics for both teams. So we see on the side of Pepegas on Ice, Vala went Rain of Vengeance. We see Riptide, Junkrat, Leap, Sonya, Avatar Muradin, and Light Bomb Anduin. On the other side, we do have Cooldown Bunker, Bomb of Blaze. Varian did go their Taunt at level 4. That's where they get their heroic. Other than that, we have Summon Water Elemental, Bomb of Jaina. We have Taunt coming out, Junkrat cancelling their Riptide. And they now have a very rough spot for Tom Jin. Also note Blink Heal Brightwing, and that is Go for a Throat on Greymane, which... Ugh. I don't know, when you're running a blow-up comp such as this, Curse Bullet helps a lot in these situations. But nice stun onto Torrens. Torrens getting now taunted. There's a lot of damage coming out. We see Blaze drops Bunker, right as Concussion Mine goes off. Tom Jen's the next one in the firing line. But that will be that over. I also know that Bunker has a weird interaction with the overlay on this map where if someone's in Bunker, they say it's an they're in the Dragon Knight, which is not quite correct, but it's always an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Because there's definitely times I looked at it going, what does it mean the Dragon Knight's up? Where the hell's the Dragon Knight? How is it two people with Sonya with Dragon Knight? It's blank. But no, it is just a little bit weird sometimes. Marius is going to be clearing this bottom camp now. We can see Siege Camp, the Bruiser Camp top picked up by Greybane. Bruiser Camp top right being picked up by Pepegas and Ice, so they are sharing the load, so to speak. And bottom we do see now everyone is coming down just in case there is an invade. Right, damage coming out. They are forced back, and we see the Dragon Knight is coming up in a few moments. Isn't Q-Build Vala strong on this map with Dragon? Yes, it can be. Auto attack build is just general if you're going to fight as much as you are. This is good, but Zero has had a rough time stacking in all honesty, as we do see only 45, and they still haven't lost any Gambit talent. I'm personally a fan of Q-Build, but I know a lot of Vala does come down to Q-Build does come down to preference. If you don't feel confident with Q-Build, it can really mess with you. And that is going to be cleared. We do see Greymane dive rolls out of danger. They're not quite wanting to go down to Tom Jin, who's just chilling in the bush. Meanwhile, Mr. Craig does have a lot to deal with top. And sorry, someone did message me that I do have to deal with it. Yes, Vala does have I do really like Q-Build Vala. Q-Build Vala is probably the only Vala I do play. But she definitely is something, if you're more comfortable with auto attack heroes, it's easier for the auto attacker to play that auto attack build. Because it can do such a potent amount of damage, but you just need to get that consistent stacking. And this has been such a weird map so far that it's been not very easy for Zero to kill. But yeah, killing people half the map away is always fun. Right, we can see now people being pushed away. Tom Jin doing a little bit of slowing action. Q's coming out onto Mother Cost. Mother Cost seeing if they can taunt. There comes the taunt light bomb on Tom Jin as they stump on the backline. Nice triple stun. And there's another triple stun. And there's a good rip time. That's 2 kills all of a sudden. Jaina at least did get their frostbite done at that moment, but that is the Jaina and the Brightwing down. We do see that Varian soon to follow. And that is the combo you want to see if you're the side of Pepegas on ice, because that opens up the map for you. And now you have a good turnaround where 3 people are down. You have both objectives, and Sonya will be in the Dragon Knight. Q-Build the only one to play because I had to. Oh, absolutely. If I play auto attack Vala, I die. I lose like my Gambit in like 2 minutes flat. Maybe not 2 minutes. I don't think I'm quite that bad, but definitely I don't have the Gambit by the end of the game. I'm a little bit too aggressive, and my ping means that my auto attackers are a little bit weaker than things such as my more mage style builds that I prefer. Right, we do have a Dragon Knight pushing in. Does kick Marius into a wall, so not too far away. We do now see damage coming out. Marius does get stunned once again. Does pop Ice Block. They do get out in time. And Mr. Great keeps him alive. We see Brightwing does blink heal to it. The Dragon Knight wanting to kill Marius. Marius getting kicked to safety after the end of it all. Torrent's now in danger and may use the leap to get out. Yep, there's the leap to get out. We see Riptide coming through. Great Beast going, no, not again. I don't want to get hit by that. Well, actually, Marius didn't get hit by Riptide. We're like, no, not by Riptide again. We need gets on out. Give me a moment once again. Right, we do see the trap coming out. I realize I may have to be doing something after this, but no, I still have time to cast. Maybe one more after this. I may just need to order food at the same time. Wait. Yeah, I'll check something up like between break, because I'm just going to have to keep things. And I have things. Sorry about this, everyone. I'm a little bit distracted, considering I do have actual things going on today. But we do now see camp being top left, camp being picked up by Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons, top right camp being picked up by Pepegas on ice. And need to go over to this inbox. And we see that is picked up. So I'm just reading. So there's a 4 for me, right? Yep. 4:15 have to be there. Oh no, I don't have time. No, leak by Sonya doesn't quite find Craig. Craig does then drop the bunker, but they will be fine. Right, we do see now the waves are being cleared. Tom Jin is hitting it, and this is going to be the Bruiser camp take it slowly petered out behind, and now this may be just the top building going on over to Pepegas on ice, as there's just a little bit too much pressure for Mr. Craig alone to deal with. But it looks like top is being traded for bottom, so this is looking very good for Pepegas on ice currently. But keep in mind the late game is where Pidge's Perilous Pigeons did well in the last map. So, the question is, how do they get through this end game? We are into the late game now, 16v16. We do see Manticore is up for Vala, that always present Manticore. Other than that, we do see Jaina. Oh no, they're completing a Frost before. They do complete Frostbite now, so now we're getting a full half just to make sure that not too much is lost. Top for bot, yeah, it's definitely not ideal because what you have 3 camps down here could be the 1 bruiser top and the death bridge in the way. Not ideal to say the least. But no, we do see the teams are starting to play as groups of 5 and want to play safer. Sonya does split, so the call may be to go top now. Also, welcome Warren. I hope you're doing well today, by the way. It's always good to see new faces in the stream. But no, we can see now it will be a Death Ball, well, that Varian Meatball running up at top. Sonya does get the channel, but I think Sonya may be the one who is in trouble next. Blaze may need to step on top objective. They are taking their sweet, sweet time in doing so. Yeah, this already very much feels like a different series, as it is feeling much more even. Actually, Pepegas on ice feeling more in control of this game than the previous one. Mother Koss in danger. Tomjin gets the jump. We do see Koss trying their best. Does charge out of the stun range, but there's still a lot of damage coming out. Brightwing getting a nice leap. And actually, insta-cleanse from Brightwing, stopping the leap from killing anyone else. And we can see that's a resets on Jaina. Jaina getting 3 kills thank you to that Frost Root. And they did go the E cooldown reduction on the level 7. So that is a good kill. Good set of kills for the side of Pidge's Perilous Pidgeons. So just like that, what was looking to be such a good game for the side of Pepegas and Ice suddenly is not. Which is less than ideal. And we see the Dragon Knight will now be pushing mid. Oh, no, maybe bottom. Yep, Dragon Knight's going to look and go around the long way. And Siege Camp also picked up the same time by Pepegas and Ice before it could get taken off the map by the objective phase. So, we are going to get Heavy Siege now. We're back up in just 10 seconds, so Pepegas and Ice will have a defense available for them. And it is Varian in the... Oh.
Red team's core is under attack.
Thinking about it, maybe I would have liked to see Pepegas and Ice give the objective a little bit more, just because it is easy time to stack Vala. Sure, she's getting kicked every other second, but she is at least getting some consistent stacks for the first time. Oh, Tomjin leaps on the back line. Now a double leap on the back line. We see Great Beast and Icy Morning in danger. Icy Morning is the first one to go down. We can see that there's a trade for kills. We see Great Beast hearing that reset on the go for a throw, and that looks like is the game and the series going on the side of Pepegas on Ice. Not Pepegas on Ice, on Pidge's Perilous. Pidge's well played as Pepegas on Ice core went down. See, Great Beast knows what's up. Well played, both teams. That was in all honesty, I'll say it as I'm pulling up the screen. Both maps were actually could have gone either way. Both maps were in a similar position where they could have gone either way. I was surprised that it did go the way it did for this map, but that is yet another domination, so I will be doing another cast after this, as I said so before. So, Pidge's Perilous Pigeons did take that 2-0 to look at talents for this map. We do see, well, it's all relatively standard stuff. Yeah, you only need... that is really what HOTS is boiling down to these days. You really need one good fight at the end to win. Maybe a few, depending on how you go. But yeah, one more round of casting, which will be the Uno Mas. I will not be doing another after that. So, Blaze has gone that full auto attack build, so it's relatively standard. Across the board, just standard stuff. Anything that stand up me into particular? No is actually the answer. Yeah, I do have to say probably the one misstep Pepegas and Ice had was trading top for bot. That, as pointed out by Wono, as also pointed out by Great Beast, is not a good trade. Bottom lane is probably the most important lane on this map. That's like kind of to go to Warhead, because that's apparently the first one thing of top lane's the most important lane there because there's the best boss in the game. You just got to make sure you don't give out. You need to know where your win conditions are and not give them away. That's probably not even end with that bad fight if they don't give out bot 4 and most of the keep. Yeah, that is true. So that was a good series from those turns of talents, but in terms of stats, relatively close between Sonya and Blaze. Blaze did a little more siege and a little bit more soak in regard. However, Marius did an excellent amount of hero damage, beating out Sylphrenia, and unfortunately for Vala couldn't quite get off. You know what? I am probably about to do Assistant New Manager versus, what is it again? CCS. So I'll go into my game map view screen first. Yeah, why not? So it was a good series for Pidge's Perilous Pigeons versing Pepegas on Ice. Excellent game by both those teams. Both maps could have had gone either way. There were a few moments where, okay, maybe it was a little bit harder for Pepegas on ice when we got into the late game there, but they did definitely have a good run of the mid game. However, that late game did definitely go through to Pidgeons, Perilous, Pidgeons. Meanwhile, that second map, Pepegas on ice did very well. Had a run for it for the most part, but eventually it did come to an end. So, next up, we are going to have Assistant New Manager facing off against Can't Counterpick Stupid. So, I'll be setting that one up now. I'll be starting that in a few minutes. So, to everyone, I hope you stick around for this last series. It should be a good one from what I can tell. So, I'll catch you all on the other side of a break. So, I'm going to roll some ads, have a drink, and get ready for the next one. So, see you all in just well, maybe a few moments.